Hey, what's up guys, Benny here and welcome to today's Call of Duty Warzone video where we're going to be taking a look at the Ram 7 assault rifle. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, personally I've always spoken down about the Ram, saying it's not that good and I don't understand why anyone would use it, and I need to apologize because it's actually one of the strongest all-round assault rifles in the entire game, especially at close range, that gives you the chance to have a bit of versatility to your loadouts and setups. So in this video, I'm going to run you through the best class setup and a couple of loadout options for you to get the most out of the Ram 7, because if you set it up right and can learn to use it, because it does require a bit more skill compared to the Kilo, for example, it has one of the fastest time to kill out of all the assault rifles. Like, this thing shreds. But before we take a look at the Ram 7 stats, 70% of you watching are not subscribed to the channel. I'm trying to hit 500,000 subscribers by the end of the year and would really appreciate it if you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I promise you, you'll get better at Warzone. First of all, let's take a look at the Ram 7 stats. Now, from a damage point of view, it's got the same 5.56 ammo damage profile that's shared across the Kilo, M4 and Growl, so it deals 28 damage to the body and then 42 to the head. That means you'll kill a fully plated opponent with 6 to 9 bullets, depending on where you hit them. But what really sets the Ram 7 apart from the other three 5.56 assault rifles is its fire rate, which is 882 rounds per minute, which is a lot faster when you look at 750 rounds a minute on the Growl and then 833 rounds per minute for the M4. Now that means that the Ram 7 has the fastest time to kill potential out of all those assault rifles, which funnily enough are also the most used assault rifles in Warzone right now. But there is of course a trade-off, and that is the Ram 7's recoil. Now, first of all, its recoil pattern might throw you off because as all the other assault rifles kick to the right, the Ram actually recoils to the left. So you suddenly have to do the opposite that you do with every other assault rifle to control its recoil properly and make sure that you land those shots. For example, where with the Kilo or the M4, you'd usually aim for the left-hand side of the body, so the recoil drags across to the right. When using the Ram, you'll want to start on the right, and the recoil will then drag it across to the left. It's a habit, if you're not using the Ram 7 a lot, that's hard to get into, but is totally worth it when you do, as you'll take down enemies a lot faster. And that's the big thing with the Ram. It's got a bit more recoil than the other assault rifles, so can be harder to drop people at a distance, which is why when you can, always try to mount, and then it destroys the Kilo and the M4. It's not ideal, but is a way to win those long-range gunfights when using the Ram. But where the Ram really excels in the assault rifle bracket is at close range. That's why I feel like it's the go-to assault rifle for snipers, because you've got that sniper to pick up kills at a long range, but then medium to short range, you've got a really versatile assault rifle with a very quick time to kill. Like, I mean, the Ram 7 can take someone down that's fully plated in between 340 milliseconds to 544, which compared to the Kilo, which is the most used assault rifle right now, that's time to kill is between 385 milliseconds to 616. It's quite a big difference in Call of Duty. Like, the Ram 7 is really the only assault rifle that can properly compete with SMGs at close range, and I'll admit, I was wrong to say that I thought it was a terrible assault rifle, but let's check out the loadouts. Now, I'm going to give you two loadouts for the Ram 7, my Ram SMG class and also my Ram Sniper. But let's start off with the Ram 7's class setup itself. I use the basic Ram 7. I do have the Snapdragon variant, which gives me green tracer rounds, but I don't know why. There's just something about the green tracer that just gets in the way of my vision, and I seem to miss a lot more shots. So I just use the base blueprint for that. Then on the Ram 7 itself, you're going to want to, of course, have that monolithic suppressor. It's going to give you sound suppression and increased damage range, two of the most important stats with an assault rifle in Warzone. Then for the barrel, you're going to have three choices, and you want the FSS Ranger barrel. That will give you damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. Now, that recoil control is really important because, as we already said earlier in the video, the Ram 7 has a lot more recoil compared to other assault rifles. Then what you want to have is the Commando foregrip for your underbarrel. This is so it doesn't impact your aim down sight speed like the other barrels do. Like that is why Commando foregrip, honestly, best underbarrel out of everything. Go for that. Sadly, the Ram only has a 50 round mag. I think it is one of the downfalls of the weapon itself is there isn't a 60 round mag variant. And especially with that high fire rate, you can sometimes see yourself running out of ammo in a clip pretty quickly, but you're definitely going to want to have that on. Then I use an optic. Now, there are two real choices for you here. The first choice, you can have the VLK 3x scope. Now, I think that's a really good choice. I really enjoy using it, and it's good for medium range. Or you can go for what I've been using a lot more recently, which is the Corp Combat HOLO sight. But what I will do with that is I will go to the reticle and stick the blue dot on it. Then that, for me, is the best Ram 7 setup that you can have in the game. There's very minimal recoil. Remember, aim for the right-hand side of a player's body and your recoil will drag across to the left and also kick up towards the head, which is what you really want. Then I use an MP5 with it normally. I use the Monolithic Integral Suppressor, the 5MW laser, Merc foregrip, 45 round mag, and then stippled grip tape. If I don't use stippled grip tape, I will go ahead and use sleight of hand. Sleight of hand's better if you're playing trios or quads. Stippled grip tape if you're in solos or duos. But that is the best MP5 build in the game. Also, the best SMG right now. Then, if we go to my second class, which is my Ram 7 class, Ram Sniper class, I mean, we'll go Monolithic Suppressor, FSS range barrel, Commander foregrip, 50 round mag, and then also your Corp Combat HOLO sight. Remember to stick that blue dot in it as well. So same Ram 7. Then I've been using the AX50. Now, the reason I use the AX50 is because of the increased fire rate. It means that you're going to be able to get more shots off. And when you crack someone with this, you can easily switch to your Ram to finish them off. It's a really good advantage with using an assault rifle with a sniper compared to an SMG. You can still land your shots at a distance, especially if you're using that VLK scope. You're going to want the 32 factory barrel. I then use the TAC laser. I then use the Singard Arms Assassin because that's going to increase your aim down sight speed. I don't put an optic on there. I just use the base sniper scope. And then for a perk, I use FMJ because sometimes you can just hit someone through a tree or something like that. It's really useful. Perks, EOD, Overkill, and Amped, and then the C4 and the stun grenade. Though you can swap that out for a heartbeat sensor if you really want to. Then for your final class, always have a ghost class setup so you can grab it from the second loadout. But those are your class setups and loadouts for the Ram 7. Now, I'm going to be totally honest. I was the person that used to slate the Ram 7, being like, why would you use this hunk of junk over the Kilo or the Grau or the Bruin, the M13? Pretty much any other assault rifle in the game, why would you use the Ram? Because it's got this horrible left-sided kick that takes ages to get used to. It seems to have really difficult recoil to land your shots at long distance. Like, why would you use it? And I'm gonna be honest, I've changed my tone since I've used it a lot more recently and gotten used to the fact that it kicks to the left rather than the right. I've got it so ingrained in like my muscle memory with my thumbs that how to control a gun's recoil when it's a right-sided kick, because most of the guns in the game have that right-sided recoil. But if you get used to it, and up close especially, which is where you really want to use the Ram, is going to outclass every other assault rifle. Now, that is the trade-off what you have with this thing. Like, yes, it is more difficult to use, but if you get the hang of it, stick with it, you will see the benefits. And you'll see a few clips from throughout this video where I just drop people, and I also have got into the habit of mounting a lot more with it because it will, like, that is where you can kind of gain that benefit back with a gun and it'll destroy everything else. But up close, it is disgusting. So please do go ahead, try out the Ram 7. If you've kind of been like me and you've kind of been slating it and you're going like, why would I use it over the Kilo? Give it a go. Honestly, it's an amazing gun. And with this build, it does control the recoil. You'll just have to sometimes trigger tap, like kind of burst fire it. Sometimes if you kind of hold it down too much and it flies off to the side, stop, reset your shooting and recoil, then kind of pull it back. But like if you fight someone in a window like this, you're going to be picking up so many kills. I promise you. Try it out. Let me know what you think in the comments. Also, go check out my other class setups for Warzone. There'll be something on screen right now and I'll see you over there. But thanks so much for watching this video and I'll see you next time.